Hello everyone, welcome to Been My Pleasure. My name is JC. Joining me today is my pixelated friend,
Danielle Davis.
Danielle Davis is going to tell us a little bit about what she doesn't like about her job. Danielle, thank you for joining us today. We are broadcasting live via recorded message from the attic in Arcadia, Arizona, which is a district of Phoenix. 44th Street and Indian School. Come on by for the best burger in town, some say the world. Danielle Davis?
Yes.
Thank you. Danielle, how was your weekend? You are a casual dining experience. We are, in case you haven't noticed, I'm in the same shirt because I'm recording this along with Marky Marks. And you two work in the same restaurant, correct?
Yes.
Yes, you do. Do you have some of the similar complaints or concerns about your industry, or do you have something different you'd like to talk about?
Well, I have something different. However, everything that we've been talking about is in the back of our heads for everybody who works at this specific place. So we can relate to different things together. My biggest concern is, like Marky Mark said, we have been going down in sales since the past 2 weeks, I want to say. Our sales were extremely high during the in-season time, and it's been going down until graduation, like Marky Mark said, and our hostesses are not distributing out our customers evenly anymore. Sometimes that has to do with lingerers, people who would sit at tables and they'll just hang out with just their waters. They're not eating anything anymore and they're just taking up a table. But that's not always the case sometimes. Sometimes you will have guests who specifically want to sit in booths rather than tables or high tops or a bar. So that also is into account of where they will sit people. But recently I've had nights where I'll do $1,700 in sales per night all by myself, whereas my other closers are doing half as much as me. Or last night, per se, I did $350 in sales, where my other closers did $800 to $900 in sales. So I don't feel that it's very even. I'm not making as much money as some people certain nights, whereas other nights I'm making more money than everybody else. It's just a little disheartening.
Okay, let me expand on that before you go on to your second thing. She's trying to be very polite and reserved about this because she was a little bit angry about it off camera. But to discuss what we're talking about, yes, the season is drawing to a close here in the Valley. We've talked about this in the past. Hosts are typically newer people to the industry, and they're unsure of what to do, so they get this mentality. I'm going to sit person A, person B, person C, person D, person A, person B, and they lose track of what's going on. So what you'll end up doing is I say lose track, but they know. They lose track of the big picture because they're trying to get that task completed. When you're a host and you're looking at the restaurant, you need to consider the restaurant like it's a giant plate and you're balancing drinks on your serving plate. By the way, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, your first person gets one, then your second person gets one, your third person gets 5, then you're tilting it that way. So then you want to make sure that these two get set a double and a single, and maybe even another double and a single before you set this person again. And that kind of evens out the distribution of guests so that one person doesn't have a group of 30, then the next person gets one, group of 10, 2, kind of thing. That's what you're getting at. They're not really aware of disbursement, as it were.
Pretty much. It's a lack of proper training, number one. 2, it's, once again, the amount of people that you have in your section or how many tables you have in your section, and a lack of communication between hosts. When you have 3 hosts on, they'll sit 2 people in one section not realizing that the other host is actually taking customers to that section at the same time. So it ends up boiling down to lack of communication and poor training.
All right, so hosts, it sounds, I get it. I understand why you might be frustrated that if everybody was doing the perfect job in the restaurant, then there would be no concerns at all, but it's to be expected from new people, but I also understand why you're frustrated. Danielle?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so if you're a host, communicate and discuss things. You're always learning anyways in any given task or career that you choose to do or any job you perform, so you might as well learn how to do it better. And one of those ways to become a better host and subsequently become a better server, as I'm sure you're transitioning towards that, is to communicate with your fellow employees and to ensure that everything's running as smoothly as possible. All right. Well, my friends, we've got one more segment. Actually, we've got a couple more segments we're going to do. I got another couple concerns from guests that I'm going to bring up with you that I think you're going to relate to real well based on what you told me off camera. And we'll discuss that. If you'd like to see that and her tips for tips later on this week, by all means, click on her pixelated face to subscribe to this channel. If you've enjoyed the content, give us a thumbs up. If you're a host who thinks that all servers should know exactly what they're doing no matter how many people you sit in their section, give us a thumbs down. My name is JC. It has been my pleasure.